Morning. This is the morning of my first open studio. I spent 2 or 3 days now, and the family members have been helping me clean out the whole of the studio and set up as a gallery and the garden. So I'm just going to show you that now. Okay, so we have the wheel used as a display area. A considerable amount of tidying has took place. I didn't realise how dirty this place was. George whining in the background as usual. I'm enjoying making teapots at the moment, as you can tell. That's the Temuku corner. I need to move this this board out of the way for the light. Do that in a minute. So that's the studio transformed. I don't know how long it'll stay this clean. And now we're going to the garden. Every conceivable surface has pots on it. Chairs. Into the seating area. And get a long look at this. There's pots here. There's the hammock for sunny days. Wood burner there'll be alight soon. More pots. More pots. Bargain table. Garden pots. They're all frost damaged, so they're just for show. Across there is the kiln. Put a light inside it, gives it a bit of a glow. And here we have more pots. Refreshments and gifts for people that come. First few people that come get a drink in a pot, and they get to take that home for free. Big pot there, and that's the kiln, as you've all seen before. Lit up. Show you a panorama of it all. I built this garden with this in mind. I built it this time last year. I finished it off. It's a Japanese sunken garden. All the trees here are acers. Look really nice in the summer. And we have a summer show now. This just goes to show that you don't have to be living in the countryside. It's attainable, this level of production and living on pottery. I live in the middle of a housing estate. It's a tiny house, 2-bedroom, tiny garden, but I think I've shown what you can do with a bit of ingenuity. The neighbours are fantastic, very accepting of the crazy man on the end of the road who makes pots and is covered in clay. So it's not beyond anybody's capabilities, this. And this is what I'm hoping this open day shows. There's going to be people coming from various colleges and around the country who say, oh, how do I start? How do we get on? Oh, I need a studio. You know, I looked at having a studio a few years ago, and it turned out with the total costs of electric, gas rates was more than a mortgage for this house. So I built the studio, built the garden, transformed a shed, and cost about 4,000 quid, studio and garden. That's less than a year's rent for a studio, so this is why I work from home. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Excuse my voice, I have a horrendous cold. And here we go for 2019.